Greetings folks, in this video we'll be looking at a new receiver from FlySky. This is an Express LRS receiver which will go perfectly with the PA01 transmitter they've recently released. This is the PR01 Express LRS 16 channel dual antenna receiver. Let's have a look at what comes in the packet. So we get the little receiver, a couple of bundles of cables, heat shrink to cover it, and the instruction manual. So looking at the diagram here, it is a dual onboard ceramic antenna diversity, not receiver diversity, so it doesn't have Gemini mode, but it does have 90-degree oriented onboard ceramic antennas. Great for little planes, little quads, line of sight flying, and sort of within a few kilometres, I guess. There's the UART pad over here, little Wi-Fi antenna over there, little boot pad over there. Now looking on the receiver, it's a tiny little thing. There's my thumbnail to compare. They're the onboard ceramic antennas. UART connection here, ground voltage T and R, and the Wi-Fi antenna there. Now the UART pads are replicated on both sides, which is a good idea because then you can have, say, ground on one side, voltage on the other side, T on one side and R on the other side, so that you don't sort of bleed across between pads and cause a short. So a very useful tiny receiver. I have tried other receivers with the onboard ceramic antenna, and you can get like 2-3 kilometres range easily, so this may even have a little bit more range, having dual antennas. Let's solder it up and see how it connects to a flight control board, just to make sure it all works. So there, we've soldered it up, and I've put my own 4-pin DuPont on so that I can connect it up to my flight control board. Let's plug it in. So what I'll do is put it into bind mode by connecting and disconnecting. There we go, we've got the double flashing light. Let's go to Express LRS lure, go down to bind, and we're bound there, and we have signals there, and we have receiver action there. I can of course put it into Wi-Fi mode, put my passphrase onto the receiver and it'll bind automatically, but that's just on a manual bind there. And in a good sign, the firmware is available on the Express LRS configurator, which means that FlySky is contributing to the open source project. There we go, the receiver, the PR01 receiver, so you can download the firmware and flash the receiver. It means they are entering into the spirit of open source firmware and providing hardware to the Express LRS developers so that they can test and make sure that the firmware is working correctly with their equipment. So that's all good. So now we have an Express LRS dual antenna receiver to go with the PA01. I have it on Express LRS protocol, of course, which makes it a very useful little radio. So there you go, the PR01 Express LRS receiver from FlySky. It's just been released, so I don't know where to buy it from yet. It'll show up on FlySky website eventually, and I'll put a link in the description when it does show up, but that's just letting you know that it is available, and it's a useful little Express LRS receiver from FlySky. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video.